Yeah, this is something you being show. It's after the NBA ban M. Silver, ban Donald Sterling. What's next for him? He's going to fight this all the way. He's going to fight this all the way down the road to its finish. He's not going to walk away from a $900 million team and just give it up. He's going to fight. But I hope they get the ban, and I hope they get rid of him. I hope they make him sell the team. Because there's no place in the world for bigots anymore, for hatred, for racism. There's enough poverty and suffering and torture in the world now without this guy walking around preaching. This is what I mean by bringing the human race together. This guy is exactly the reason why you need to bring the human race together. You need to bring the human race together. This is exactly why I mean what I mean. Should he be made to sell a team? Yeah. Because there's no place in sports for people who hate people. It's just ridiculous. It's just facetious and ridiculous. And a man of 81 years old is still living in the 1960s. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's facetious and it's retarded. This guy not only should be banned from the league, should be made to sell a team, but he should be put out of business. Period. Apparently, he's a great slumlord. But how many people? How many people really are slumlords that are rich, that are slumlords? Well, let's get back to Donald Sterling. The only thing I don't like was the Privacy Act. They broke the Privacy Act to find this information. But apparently this guy said 10 lawsuits against him by 10 different people. So, you know, this guy's record of hate is very well recorded. It's very well recorded. So, you know, he's not going to lie his way out of this. What he's going to do, he's a lawyer. He's going to fight. He's going to fight with everything he's got. And then his wife tried to get away with it, saying she didn't have nothing to do with it. But they got proof on her, too. You know, where's this going to end? Is this going to end with this guy selling the LA Clippers? Is this going to end with this guy selling the LA Clippers? I hope so. I hope they win the championship. I hope they win the championship just to prove a point. I don't think they will, but I hope. I hope for the team, because they've been through a lot of crap in the last day or so. Doc Rivers has been nothing but a gentleman through all this. He's stuck in the middle of a guy full of hatred and racism and bigotry and trying to win a championship. This is a marvelous job he's done. A marvelous job he's done. But what's next for Donald Sterling? I don't know, and frankly, I don't really care. As long as they get him out of the NBA. We have enough problems in this world without the news being taken up by a guy who's so full of hate, that he's so self-absorbed, that he hates everything around him. Must be some kind of life people lead that hate like that. That you hate a whole race. But yet he dated a black and Mexican woman who was half Mexican, half black. Go figure that one out. Go figure that one out. What kind of insanity goes through this guy's mind? This guy is some kind of bigot. But he dates a black woman who's half Mexican. What the hell is the problem? She says he said record it. Record what? This racist stuff has to stop. This is the sadness of human life that has to stop. This is the truth of human life. That racism has to stop. It has to give way to human unity. It has to give way to human unity for the growth of the human race and poverty in this world. And that's the human truth. That's the human life. That's the human reality of it all. It has to give way. It has to give way throughout the world for the world to survive, for the world to grow, for the world to heal, for the world to become a world of the human race, a world of human beings, and not just a world of races. This is what I meant by the segregation of the human race, by hate, by classification, by segregation, by all of it. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. What's next for Donald Sterling? I don't really care. I don't really care. Just get him out of the LA Clippers. Let these guys play their game and enjoy themselves and not have to worry about this guy. They banned this guy for life. They should make him sell a team. Should make him sell a team to somebody who's going to be honored, who's going to enjoy watching his players play basketball And not because they're black, but because it's a good game. It's a good game. I love the NBA. I'm a sports buff man. I love basketball, baseball, and football. And I follow all three real closely. And it's a shame that the playoffs that have been so good, all my balls lost, have been interrupted by this tabloided idiot. This tabloided idiot has been on every station and in every news that you can think of. Donald Sterling is a guy with money who thinks he can say and think and do whatever he wants. When you got money, you can do this kind of crap and get away with it. But he got caught because somebody broke the Privacy Act. That's not right either. But Donald Sterling has no future in the NBA. He has no future in the NBA. He has no chance in the NBA. He's a slumlord. He should be made to repair all them buildings. All them buildings that this stinking slumlord was renting to these people. He should be made to repair. He should be repaired. Immediately. Now, not later. This is what I mean by poverty and slumlords that are rich. This is what I mean. Donald Sterling's just a shining example, and there's more of them. There's more of them. Believe me, there are more of them. There are more buildings in the world who own buildings that aren't worth a crap, that are just completely run down dumps in poor neighborhoods, renting for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month. It's ridiculous. It's unrefutable. It's despicable. It's despisable. What this guy did in making comments, and lewd comments, about the black race is ridiculous. I'm a big basketball fan. Even Michael Jordan came out and said something. And Michael Jordan usually doesn't get involved in anything in political. But this is ridiculous. What this guy has done is create a whole new world of dealing with racism. And it can be dealt with. And it can be dealt with. And we must deal with it to bring all the human race together. Because we all have to stand together. We all have to live together. We all have to live on this tiny little planet, 7 billion of us, and it counts for all human people. It counts for all human beings. It counts for all human life. And that's the truth. It counts for all human beings. We all have to live in this world. That's the human fact of it all. That's the human truth of it all, is that we all have to live in this world. And calling each other slang names or words or hate and racist is ridiculous. It's repulsive. It's compulsively putrid. But this guy is a slumlord. See what I told you about the rich owning slums, owning houses in the slums, in the poverty-ridden areas of town? That's what they do. That's how they make their money. They buy buildings and they don't repair them, and they just keep renting and 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 keep renting. It's the truth of human life. I said the truth. I tell the truth, and I say the truth. This guy needs to be put in a mental institution somewhere if he's full of that much hate. But he should be made to repair every goddamn building he ever left his slum in. Should be made to repair after he dumps the Clippers. I hope the Clippers make it to the finals. I really do. Because they deserve it. They've endured a lot. They played the game last night and they won. Good for them. I hope they make it. Will they? I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a sports reader. But they're in it. They're in it. But are you going to win a championship? I don't think anybody's going to beat Miami. I don't think anybody's going to beat Miami Heat because they have all the talent. They have a backlog of talent. And I think San Antonio will take the Clippers in 7 games. If Dallas doesn't take San Antonio. But Donald Sterling is nothing but a bigot, a racist, and a moron. Just a moron. To even get caught saying it, to even get caught thinking it, it's the sadness of human life. It's the failure of human life. It's the stinking stench of hate that causes the segregation in this world. You see it in the Ukraine. You see it in Syria. That's what it is. Pure hatred, man. Through and through. Just pure hatred through and through. They should have this. They should make this guy sell the team. They should make this guy sell the team. So somebody that takes it over, or somebody that owns part of the team, should take over and run this team, so that the players know that the owner is in back of them. The owner will stand by them, and the owner appreciates what they do on the basketball floor, because they fill the stadium. This guy took a team, bought a team for $15 million, now worth $900 million. But will this guy walk away and not fight? I don't think so. I hope they exercise their right to ban him for life and make him sell a team. I really do. They've already banned him for life. But I hope that they get an owner who will appreciate the talent and the beauty of the sport. The grace and the beauty of the sport is really terrific. The sadness of human life is there are more people like this out there in the world. And that's the sadness of human life. There are more people out there like that necessarily in the world. They don't pits and buildings and dumps and cries that people live in this country. And that's the sadness of human life. That's the reality of human life. That's the sadness of human life. That's the failure of human life. This is why I say we need to bring the human race together. For all nations, for all people. One voice for all people. And we stop it. We stop it. Take the hand of life, because it's for all people. It's for all people. When we judge against Syria, we're wrong, because they're fighting a war full of terrorists and hate and bigotry and age-old religion. Everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants to be treated with respect. Everybody wants to be treated with humanity. Everybody wants to be treated with honor and dignity and equality of life. And equality of life. It's just as bad as Mitt Romney saying that 47% of the American people are nothing because they're not going to vote for him. We're just nothing. This guy is just so full of hate. He grew up in that era. But at some point you have to let go. You have to make your own choices in life. You can't say, well, his daddy made him that way, his mom made him that way. He's had 80 years. But he used them to make money. He used these people to make money. He used and abused as power, his money, to make money. And that's the sadness of human life that can't and won't ever stop unless the human race comes together to do it. That's the human truth. That's the human voice. That's the human fact. That's the human reality. This Donald Sterling should be made to sell every building he owns, or repair every building he owns. I mean every building he owns, so that it's a living, a place to live in, and not a slum. This guy's gotten away with this for too long. It's time to make him pay for making these people live in all these slums, and not just by suing them, by fixing them apartment buildings or selling, where people don't, or people buying them from them and fixing them up, so people have a decent place to live in. Everybody on this earth should have a decent place to live in. And that's the truth of human life. And Donald Sterling is the perfect fact of what a slumlord is, and a hater, and a bigot, and racist. This is what I mean by racist. It doesn't hide. It hides right under the belly of life. But I have tabloided it too much. But I do the show because it involves so much of human life, so many human beings, so much of the race, so much of racism, so much bigotry, so much hatred, so much overdue time for change. And it is time for change. It's time to change. It's time to change from races of human race to the human race. And that's the human truth. That's the human fact. That's the human life. According to the bylaws, they can run him out of the league. And I hope they do. But I also hope that they make him repair every slum building the people live in. People deserve to live in a decent house, in a decent home, in a decent apartment. There's no reason to charge people rent for a dump. This is what happens. This is what I'm seeing all the time. That's what I tell you. I don't lie when I tell you that there's slums, there's slums. This is a 7 billion human being. I hope people will watch the show. And I hope people will pay attention. And I hope people will learn to care. I'm not going to make this long because I've done a lot of videos today and people have done a lot of reading. But please, please, make sure that this guy fixes some buildings. There's no reason why he should get away with it. No reason why he should get away with it. He should be made to fix some buildings, not sell them. Fix them. He can sell them after they're repaired. But they should take him to court and make him repair every slum building he sells. He lives in. These people live in. Before he sells them. So that he knows right from wrong. That's the human truth. That's the human fact. That's the 7 billion human beings show. I'm going to wrap it up by saying that the LA Clippers performed at the highest level of basketball last night. I was proud, and I applaud the LA Clipper team and Doc Rivers for everything he's done. And Donald Sterling, he can go straight to wherever he goes, and I don't really care. But this is the reason why I say we need to bring the human race together. This is just one of the many hundreds of reasons why I say we should bring the human race together. This is a 7 billion human show. Thank you for watching.
Jay Adonde points out that before a Clippers-Lakers game in 2000.